I mean, anybody can get it, man. We ready. We're gonna be coming, and I'm not afraid to say it. So, per multiple reports, I did see some of the video. The Bears' offense and Caleb Williams were a disaster yesterday. At one point, Ben Johnson barking at him. He pulled the first team off the field. It was a disaster for Caleb Williams yesterday, and some of his OTA issues resurfaced. Not getting the play right, looking disorganized, not getting the footwork right. So, two things can be true. I think he's a huge talent, and I also think his critics are valid. I mean, I love Tom Cruise, but I think Scientology's wacky. Love my wife, don't agree with her on everything. Smoked a cigar last night. No, it won't extend my life. Have politicians I like. Don't agree with all their policies. Two things are true. Caleb Williams is super talented, but you're now starting to see last year OTAs in camp, some of the same problems, not as correctable as many of us think. Can't get the play right. What I talked about yesterday, Belichick saying the best part of Brady, he got the play right. No pre-snap penalties. He didn't hold on to the ball too long. And I got to tell you, we're going to know by early October if this guy can play. The coach is fine. The offensive line's been upgraded. The weapons are good enough. I don't want to hear about the Bears' daunting schedule. Oh, second toughest in the league. Nonsense. They're favored in 4 of their first 6 games. 4 of their first 6 games, it's a bunch of teams rebuilding. New Orleans, Washington, Vegas. Dallas is rebuilding. Jerry Jones doesn't want to admit it, but they're rebuilding. That early schedule, and even the later schedule, it's New York, it's Cleveland. There's a lot of rebuilding teams. There's not a lot of great defenses until you get to Baltimore in late October. So you're going to know Jaden Daniels coming in with a shaky O-line.
Welcome back, Bear fans. Day 2 of training camp today. You're going to hear a lot of Ben Johnson being very hard on the team. You're going to hear the media making a big thing out of it, saying, oh, Caleb Williams and offense got thrown out of drills. That's not true. The media is always attacking the Bears. They're always attacking Caleb Williams. They think that we're just out there trying to defend him. You know, he took a lot of sacks last year. Everybody knows that. League high. He also avoided 50 sacks. They said 17 of those sacks last year were his fault, but he avoided 50 of them. So I'm not saying he's a perfect guy, but a quarterback who went through multiple head coaches, multiple play callers. There's a lot of things he had to go through. And he had a very good season, very solid season, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, over 3,500 yards, over 4,000 total yards. He ran for 500. So solid season. They're acting like he played horrible. They're making it sound like, oh, you know, if he doesn't play well this year, then are the Bears going to draft another quarterback? No. The Bears are not going to draft another quarterback. He can play average this year, but next year he has to play great. But it's his first year in a new system. And yeah, he has some weapons. It's a new team, you know. 3 out of the 5 starters on the O-line are different. So there's a lot of moving pieces. Yes, he has to play good, but the team has to play good also. As far as practice today, you know, Luther Burden still not practicing. That is an issue. Ben Johnson said it is day to day. Hopefully he'll be there soon because he's missing out on a lot. And he's just going to keep moving down the depth chart. Jalen Johnson, like I said yesterday, he's going to be out a couple of weeks, but he's in the building. He is in meetings. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about him. Main thing is with training camp is get as many reps as we can and stay healthy. Those are the 2 major things, you know, for this team. Make sure that they're learning and growing. And I think that is why the team, the coaches are so hard on this team, because they know they have 6 weeks to hit the ground running, and they are going to push this team as much as they can to make sure they're ready for the season. You know, we're starting off this year with Minnesota, Detroit. I put a little bit of what Cowherd said about the Bears and about Caleb Williams, which is nonsense. You know, the offense got thrown out. That's nonsense. You know, the media talks on both sides just to get clickbait. saying that Caleb has to play better and there's things that he hasn't fixed and worked on. That's not true neither. He's working on a lot of things, footwork, cadence, but saying that he was messing up plays, he didn't mess up any plays. They didn't even get out the huddle. And like Ben Johnson said, look, we only have so much time. We got to get reps in and out. So if there's a mistake or something, they're going to get off. The next group's going to come on. He's teaching this team that they better be ready when their name is called to play at a high level. And if they're not, next man up. There's no depth chart even on this roster right now. So this is the way Ben Johnson is doing it. So the media is going to keep attacking us every day. Just get used to it. I'm sure you Bear fans are used to it because that's all they do. Only way they're going to stop is when we start winning games, and he's saying he don't want to hear about our schedule. It's the second hardest in the NFL, but that's nonsense. He's nonsense. You're playing against Detroit, 15-win team. You're playing against Minnesota, 14-win team. You're playing against Washington, who he said is a rebuilding team, went to the NFC Championship game last year. What is he talking about? These guys don't know anything. They just talk. They hear one thing, they don't even research it, and they just talk. I do all my research. I listen to every interview from every player that's listed, from every coach, So I feel like I have a good finger on the pulse of this team. I said that we weren't going to draft an offensive lineman in the first round. I said it'd be a DN or a tight end, and it was a tight end. And it's just noise, what they're saying. I don't listen to the outside media because they don't know what they're talking about. I listen to the coaches. I listen to the GM. Other than that, I don't really pay attention. And I don't think most players do. Sound like Ben Johnson did a little bit because he made a comment about it. But, Ben Johnson is going to get the most out of this team this year. And you know what? If we win 8 or 9 games, it's okay. We have a hard schedule. I don't care what the media has to say. He wants to say we're playing a bunch of rebuilding teams. Yeah, there's 5 teams that are probably, not very good that we're playing. But technically, we're a rebuilding team also. So we're playing, our division is tough. We're playing 2 tough divisions. So yeah, it's going to be a grind, guys. Hopefully if we stay healthy, we can win 10 games, 11 games if we're lucky. But realistically, probably 8 or 9. And that's okay. Because next year, I think we make that jump and we win 11 games and make the playoffs. We're not that many pieces away, guys. I think we can get it in free agency and through the draft next year and be a really legit playoff team and a playoff team for multiple years because we have a young team. Salary cap is good. Ryan Poles has done a good job making sure that we have flexibility. So, getting excited for tomorrow, another day. Can't wait till we finally get in pads. I don't think we're in pads tomorrow though, guys. But I will have another video out tomorrow. Like, subscribe. And until next time, Bear fans, bear down.